Oh, I didn't come on. Well, I'm gonna have to go back out and wait, and here it is. Maybe there. Yay! I fixed it. I'm always amazed when I fix something on the computer.
I know, me too.
I had to log back into it. It was like the wheel was turning and I thought, well, let's close everything and try again.
Yeah, that's weird. There was something different on my end too. Like it didn't open right away like it usually does.
Yeah, it lied to us and said you were, but the little wheel was turning. So I knew it had, you probably didn't even have the message. So
Huh.
I'm going to mat up.
Cassandra, do you ever teach yoga to children?
You know, I have in the past. I actually, I don't know if you guys have heard of City House.
Yes.
But yeah. So I actually, I worked for them for a couple years. And that was really awesome. I
Yes.
went in and I did their little kiddos that they've got. And then I also did the young adults too. And that was years ago. I did that for a couple of years. I forget exactly what happened. I think it was just kind of like, you know, they didn't have, I think for a while, like they didn't have as many kids and things like that. And then COVID happened and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah. And then when I taught, when I was a PE teacher, I definitely incorporated yoga. I worked with kids with special needs. So
Did you?
yeah, so it was important for them to definitely have that relaxation.
What district were you in?
Plano.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yep. So
You've done it all, Cassandra. Huh?
oh, I don't know, but just trucking along. So glad y'all are here this morning.
Mhm.
Hope everybody had a nice week. Yeah, so our so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do class today, but the competition I have today, I just found out this week is not until the evening. It's not until 6 o'clock tonight. So that worked out really nice. And then I've got next weekend because it's Mother's Day weekend, so we can do. And then after that, we'll be off those next 2 weeks. And then the last weekend of May, I'm not sure, we might be going out of town, so I'll just let everybody know about that. But
Okay.
but yeah, so glad we're here today, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Cassandra, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you have everyone mute their screens? Because I have mine on speaker view, but it picks up, it switches when it hears a noise.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just all make sure that that we're muted. It looks like
All right.
we are.
Okay, cool, thanks.
So, yeah, it looks like I'm the only one that's got volume right now.
And Doreen, you can pin her. If you go up to the, I think it's usually the upper left-hand corner and the 3 little dots of Cassandra's picture, you can say pin, and that will only show her in the big screen.
Oh, thank you, Jan.
And it won't flip-flop, okay?
Learn something new every day, right? Thank you.
All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and lie down on our mat. And as we lie here, just kind of noticing your body this morning. So this is probably our first time to just really relax for a little bit. Probably the first time in a little while that we've really just taken some time on purpose to just notice our body and feel our body, notice our mind, see how it's doing. So as we settle into our relaxation posture this morning, of course, noticing how your body is feeling, but then also noticing how is your mind feeling, how are your emotions feeling, how is your spirit feeling? As you begin to relax, what sort of thoughts just, automatically decide they're gonna creep up and things like that. So as we just kind of get the general feeling of our being today, just noticing that and then accompanying that with some nice deep breaths. And beginning to feel everything just settle down. And then forming a dedication for your practice today, if you have not already, someone or something that you would like to dedicate this time to today. So let's go ahead and bend our knees so that our feet are flat on the floor. And we're just going to start today by just rocking our knees side to side, right to left, not going down all the way to the floor, but just moving our knees side to side. And then pulling our knees into our chest and just hug like a ball. And releasing your knees back down to the floor. And again, just rocking, massaging the lower back, side to side. If you want to go a little bit further with the knees this time, you can. Taking nice deep breaths. So as your knees rock to the side, you really feel that twist of the rib cage and really taking that opportunity to take a nice deep breath into the lungs. And then again, pulling your knees into your chest. Feeling your belly belly breathe against your thighs. And releasing your knees back down, arms wide to the side, and this time we're going to move into a full reclined spinal twist. So dropping the knees to the right and looking to the left. And again, taking that really nice full deep breath into the abs, into the lungs. And coming back to center, dropping the knees to the left and turning the head to the right. And bringing your knees back to center. So we're going to do a little half bridge pose today. So we're going to be lifting our seat and our lower back up off of the ground and coming up onto the base of our upper back and shoulders. So hands will be down on the ground beside you, knees hips width apart. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to use the strength of your hamstrings, backs of your legs, fronts of your legs, core, lower back muscles to lift the lower back off of the ground and make that half bridge. And then just trying to relax as much as possible, breathing in and breathing out. And slowly lowering the lower back down to the floor. And just taking a moment here as you feel the curve of the lower back lifting up off of the floor right here. See if you can just tilt your pelvic bone and press the lower part of the spine into the floor real quick. So we just get a really nice decompression for the spine, tilting the pelvic bone up, pressing the lower back into the floor, and we're just going to hold that before we push back up again. This is a really super important concept to understand, to be able to press the lower back into the floor. It strengthens the entire core and decompresses those lower vertebrae. So again, we're going to push up into our half bridge. So we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, pushing through your feet, pushing through your legs, coming up onto the shoulders. So making sure as much as you can that the feet are facing forward. You don't want the knees to be going out to the side or collapsing in. You want to keep everything as parallel as you can. And slowly rolling back down, feeling one vertebra at a time, making contact with the ground. And then as you make your way down, just feeling that lower lumbar curve. And then inhale, exhale, press that lower lumbar curve into the floor, feeling the contraction of the abs, shoulders relaxed. And relaxing, let's go pushing up one more time. Pushing up into that half bridge. So really using the seat muscles here as well. You're definitely going to be contracting your glutes to keep that lower back lifted off the floor. And if you want, you can even sway your hips side to side a little bit, making a little bit of a hammock swing here. Transferring your weight from one foot to the other. And lowering back down. Feel the curve of the lower back. Inhale, exhale, press the lower curve down into the ground. If you're really finding that and that makes sense to you, then you can start working on pulling the belly button to the spine as you are pressing the lower back into the floor. It's a really deep connection, so sometimes it's hard to find. Those muscles are really deep down. These are the kind of the most buried muscles that we have. If this is still making sense and you've got your lower back pushing down, you can feel your belly button pulling in, then you want to lift up on the pelvic floor. And then you've got this really incredible connection of pressing down with the lower back, pulling in with the abs, and lifting up on that pelvic floor. And that is an amazing core work right there. So just a couple more deep breaths, however you feel comfortable. And then just relaxing. Let's just stretch our legs out in front of us. And just taking a nice deep breath in our relaxation pose. Just noticing how your body feels now compared to when you started. So we're going to work on our rock and roll to sitting up. So we're going to pull our knees into our chest. And if for some reason this doesn't work for you, you can always just drop to the side and push your way up to sitting. But also a good little core workout here just to get some movement going. So I like my hands behind the backs of my knees, and we're just going to initiate some momentum. Good massage for the back too. And just however many times you want, just rocking back and forth. Taking nice deep inhale. And whenever you're ready, just coming up to a seated position on your mat. Okay, so we're gonna do a little sequence for lower back strengthening. So we're gonna come onto our belly. So we're gonna transition onto our stomach. And we're gonna find our way to that Sphinx pose. So just supporting on the forearms. So this is gonna be a little three-part sequence here. So our Sphinx pose is gonna be our first part of our sequence. And I think I'm gonna add a little quad stretch to this too. So we're in our Sphinx pose, shoulders down. And let's just start by just bending the right knee. So you're trying to get your heel to touch your seat. And we'll just bring it back down. And then the left one, bring it in. And down. And again, right side. And down. And left. And one more on each side, just bending the knee. And now from here, we're gonna fold, we're gonna bring our head down to our hands. You're gonna rest your forehead on the top of your hands. So you're just resting there. And then we're gonna be lifting our entire leg, one at a time, off of the ground. So we're thinking about really lengthening the leg behind us, and we'll be using the glutes and the lower back to contract and really strengthen the lower back and the legs. So the head is resting down, and we just lift right leg up and just hold for a second, and down, and left, up and down, and right, left, right, and left. And from here, we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders. And we're going to push up into Cobra if that's comfortable for you. Pushing up as much as you can through the lower back. Keeping the chin tucked in. And then we're going to push and transition to table. And from table, we're going to push back into child's pose. And relaxing in child's pose, breathing in, breathing out. And we're going to repeat that sequence again. So bending your elbows, you're just going to kind of worm and wiggle your way back to your belly. Find that Sphinx pose and just hold that. Coming down, forehead resting on the hands. And leg lift, starting with the right. Up and down and left and right, left, right, and last one. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, pushing up into Cobra. And pushing back into table and transitioning back to child's pose. And bending the elbows, pulling the body back through onto the forearms, repeating one more time, finding your Sphinx pose. Resting your forehead down. This time, instead of repeating, let's hold. So breathing in, breathing out, we're gonna lift the right leg up and we're gonna hold it up there for 3 deep breaths. Here we go, breathing in, lift the right leg up and hold. And lower back down, bringing the left leg up. And down. Hands underneath the shoulders, pushing up into Cobra. Shoulders down, chin tucked in. And pushing back to table and transitioning back to child's pose. And now just making your way to a seated position on your mat. So coming to a cross-legged seated position or any other position that's comfortable for you. Relaxing your hands and shoulders down and closing your eyes or just softening your gaze down towards the floor. And breathing in, breathing out. Returning to your dedication for today. So let's take our right ear and we're just going to drop it to the right shoulder. So we're stretching the side of the neck on the left, keeping that left shoulder down, breathing in, breathing out. Slowly bringing the head back to center, and then dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. Just noticing if you have one side that's a little bit tighter than the other. And slowly coming back to the center. And we're going to stretch our upper back and shoulder back side. So we're going to lift the right arm up and just hook it around and pull it across. So make sure that you're really feeling the stretch, that you're actually pulling. I find this one is easy to get kind of like complacent, like you can just sort of sit here. So make sure that you're pulling and you're really feeling a stretch. And roll that one out. And switching to the other side. And shake it out. Okay, so we're gonna do a nice full body circle. So you can stay in this cross-legged position. If you stay cross-legged, it's a really good stretch for your hips, but if that's not comfortable, you can also sit with your legs apart. We're just gonna be rotating the body around like this. If you're cross-legged, you tend to be able to go back a little bit further when we circle around the back because you can hold on to your knees and kind of hold on and lean backwards using the weight of your legs. So it's up to you. We're just gonna be making a full body circle, just really getting into our sides and all that stuff. All right, so here we go. We'll just start with a nice circular rotation to one side, and you wanna lean forward as much as you can. And then make your way around the side as much as you can. And release your head in the back, lean backwards and around. So just continuing, you can go as fast or slow as you'd like. And as you make your way back to the top, reversing directions, And on your next rotation, just coming back to the center. Very good. All right, so last one we're gonna do in our seated position is a little combination for our legs, but also for our core, and just keeping our core nice and strong as our legs move in different positions. So we're gonna start with our knees bent in front of us in a tuck or a tucked position. And then from here, let's see, from here we're going to, our legs are gonna go out to the side into our wide angle. So you can place your hands, I think that will be best. Let's place our hands on the floor behind us. All right, so we're tucked in, sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna breathe in, and then as we exhale, we're just gonna push our legs out to the side so we make that wide angle, and we can just take a nice lift right here into a little seated back bend. And then from here, we're gonna drag our legs together. So we're gonna use the strength of our inside thighs to pull our legs together. And then we're gonna go ahead and sit up in that staff posture. So now we've got our staff posture. Let's go ahead and just lift up and over and enjoy that forward fold. And rolling up, bringing your hands back behind you, we're gonna repeat. So nice strong core, we're just gonna use the core and the hip flexors to drag our knees into our belly. Sit up nice and tall, and then we're gonna push the legs out to the wide angle. And then using inner thighs, squeeze the legs back together. Staff posture, breathing in, lift up and over. Rolling up, hands behind. We're gonna do that sequence 2 more times. Breathing in, pull into your tuck. Breathing out, push out to your wide angle. Breathing in, stretch back. Breathing out, pull the legs together. Breathing in, stretch up. Breathing out, relax over. Roll it up, hands behind. Inhale, exhale, pull the knees in. Inhale, exhale, push the legs out. Inhale, stretch back, little back bend. Exhale, drag the legs together. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, over. And roll it up. Very good. All right, so we're gonna take our break here, grab some water, and then we'll return in just a second for our standing postures. Okay, so we'll just give everybody just another minute to find their mats. Okay, very good. Looks like we're just about ready. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna find our mountain pose. Feet together or slightly apart. We're gonna roll the shoulders back, palms face the front, nice and lifted. Nice deep breath. And returning to your dedication. Feeling your breath as you feel that dedication, breathing in and breathing out. And then standing with feet hips width apart. We're going to begin today with some arm circles. These are called swan arms. We're going to make these big, beautiful arms, and we're going to kind of use the hands this way to kind of make our direction and guide our arms. So we're going to reach back, and from here, we're going to breathe in, stretch up, and then using those hands, bring the fingertips together, almost like you're swimming. And then you're just gonna dive your hands forward. You can round your back a little bit here if you want to. Release the neck down. And then just open the hands to come back up. Inhale. And dive the hands forward. Exhale. And again, breathing in. And out. So we really want to use the lengthening of the hands and the arms to pull the shoulders down away from the ears. All right, we're going to reverse it. So bringing the hands towards your screen, up to the front, up to the ceiling. Now we're going to rotate the shoulders back, so like you're pressing something behind you with your hands. Good. And again, reach forward. Stretching through the wrist, pushing the hands down to get that nice stretch through the wrist, up, press it away. And one more time. And relaxing, shake it out. Good, so those are called swan arms. We are going to do a cow posture. I don't know why it's called that. I think it's maybe from behind, it's supposed to look like the face of the cow. But it's a shoulder back stretch. So I'm going to turn around so that you can see. So what we'll do is reach the right arm up, and then you're going to drop it back behind. And then I am super, super tight, so I cannot grab my hands together. But you'll take the other arm, reach it back up and through, and your goal, and you can see that I have old injuries and a lot of tightness here. I cannot touch on this side. I think I can touch on the other side. But if you can touch or grab your hands together. I obviously need to do this one more often. Okay, so we're just gonna stretch here. release, shake it out. And the other side, lift the left arm up and drop it back. And other one around, and here I can just grab my fingertips. And shake it out. Very good. All right, so that's a good one for not only stretching our shoulders and our back, but also opening up our lungs because it forces us to have this nice expansion. Okay, so we're gonna do a sequence, not quite a sun salutation, but similar. We're gonna work with backward bend, into forward bend, roll it up, and then we'll be here and we're actually gonna work on changing our weight. So we're gonna be pivoting. So coming up onto the balls of our feet and transferring our weight so that we are now facing side and coming in, adjusting our feet and finding warrior one. And then we'll come back to the center, backward bend, forward bend, roll it up, pivot to the other side, find warrior one, and back to the center. Okay, so and I think we've got time. Let's go ahead and we'll repeat that twice through, so twice on each side. Okay, so if you'd like to have some blocks for your forward bends, you can grab those. Okay, have your chair if you need it, hips width apart. Here we go, breathing in, backward bend. On your next exhale, arm side, flat back, release it down into forward bend. And let's roll it up, softening your knees. And from here, we're going to come up onto the balls of our feet, and we're just going to pivot, twist to the right, turn the back foot out, front foot faces forward. Inhale the arms up, and find warrior one. And pivot back to the center, arm side, and let's go ahead and just do the other side. So let's pivot to the other side. Arms come back up, finding warrior one on that opposite side. And pivot back to the front. Exhale the arms down. Readjust your feet if you need to. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up, back bend. On your next exhale, arms wide, flat back forward, and release down into your forward bend. And you can rock side to side here if you want. And we're going to roll it up. And we're gonna pivot to the right, bringing arms up, finding warrior one. And pivot back to center, arms come side. And pivot left, arms come back up, warrior one. And pivot back to the center, arms come down. And last set, breathing in, arms up, back bend. Exhale into forward bend. Roll it up. Arms come side. Inhale, exhale, pivot, warrior one. And pivot back to center, arm side. And last one, pivot left to warrior one. And back to center, arm side. And relax the arms down. And walk your feet together. And just finishing with one last arm, breathing in. Making prayer hands at the top. And a nice slow exhale, just returning to your dedication as your hands slowly come down to your heart center. And relaxing. Very nice. All right, we're gonna finish on the floor. I've got one last little floor combo for us. If you'd like to grab some water, we'll make our way onto the floor, finish that, and then we'll do our Shavasana. All right, so our last combination here is going to start in a thunderbolt posture, which means that you are sitting with your seat on your ankles. So if this isn't comfortable for you, you can start up on your knees, or just get creative. If you need a pillow underneath your ankles or underneath your knees, you can do that. We're going to be transitioning out of this and flowing into different things pretty quickly. So, just modify if you need to for this one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just show the combination really quick, just so you guys can see it, and then we'll go ahead and do it. So we're gonna start in this thunderbolt posture, sitting up nice and tall, and we're gonna breathe in, arms come up, prayer hands at the top, the arms come down, and then from here, we're going to do, from here, we're gonna go back up with the arms. So from here, the arms come back up and out. And then as they circle around, what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of make your way, the arms will circle. So they'll circle around and you'll make your way down into a child's pose. From your child's pose, we're gonna bend our arms, if we can, and kind of come down onto our belly and transition through up to that cobra pose that we did earlier. From here, you have a choice. You can either come down onto your belly and do the bow posture, which means that you bend your knees and you grab your ankles and you lift up. Or if that doesn't seem like something you want to do, you can just come up down onto your belly and just bend your knees, rest your forehead on the ground. You can even just try and reach for your feet, pull them towards you. You don't have to come up off of the knees. That's up to you. Or if you want to just find a child's pose, you can do that too. So that last one is kind of up to you. And then from there, we're going to push up again, transitioning through table, back to our thunderbolt to repeat it. Okay, so now that we kind of have an idea of what we're doing, let's try it. So we're going to start here. And we're going to breathe in nice and wide, breathing in, arms up, prayer hands at the top, exhale, really pressing those hands together. You should feel the shoulder blades as you press hands together to come to the heart center. Keep pressing, push back up. When you reach the top, release the hands. You're going to stretch the arms back behind you and down into child's pose. Bending the arms, you're going to worm your way through into cobra. Releasing down onto your belly. For the bow pose or any variation that you would like to do, coming back down, pushing back up into table, and back to thunderbolt. Sitting up nice and tall. And again, breathing in, arms up, prayer hands at the top. Exhale, press the palms together. As you reach the heart center, push back up. At the top, release the hands, press the palms behind you and away. And circle down into child's pose. Bending the elbows, pull the upper body through to cobra. Down on the belly, transitioning to your boat posture. And back down, pushing back up, through table. Back to thunderbolts, roll it through. And last time, breathing in, arms up, palms together. Lower down. Push back up. And press the arms back and behind you. Circle down into child's pose. And coming through, bend the arms, upper body through to cobra. Down on the belly, find your bow. back down, pushing up through table. And let's just take a child's pose here. Last one, child's pose, relaxing. And then as you're ready, preparing for Shavasana. Feeling your breath, feeling the belly rise and fall. And just imagining today a bright white light of protective, positive energy just encircling your body as you lie on your mat. Imagining a protective, energetic boundary of white light just encircling your body as you lie on your mat. Returning to your dedication for today. Then turning your thoughts to something that makes you feel happy. Relaxing all 10 toes, the muscles in your feet, softening your ankles. Relaxing your calf muscles, relaxing your shins, softening your knees. Relaxing your thighs, just allowing your legs to become heavy. And your hips to sink down into the ground. Relaxing your belly, imagining your wave rising up and crashing down as you feel your breath move through your belly. Relaxing your rib cage and softening your lungs. Relaxing your heart. And again, feeling that energetic, protective white light encircling your heart. Relaxing your lower back. Relaxing the middle of your back. Relaxing your upper back. Taking the tension out of your shoulders. Softening the muscles around your neck. Softening the muscles behind your ears, around your throat. Relaxing your forehead, taking the worries out of your forehead. Relaxing your jaw, softening your tongue. Allowing your cheeks to soften and the muscles around your eyes to become heavy. And then just imagining that healing white light encircling your body. Breathing in, breathing out. Returning again to the thought that makes you feel happy, makes you feel calm, and brings you peace. So slowly beginning to awaken your body, lightly wiggling your fingers and toes. Taking a nice deep breath. Rock your head side to side. And rolling over onto your side. And when you're ready, slowly pushing your way to a seated position on your mat. And then finishing today with a positive thought for yourself as you move ahead into this upcoming week. And a nice inhale. And a nice slow exhale. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I'm
Thank
glad we
you.
got
See you
to
next week.
do this class today. See you next week. Bye, Jan.
That was awesome.
Bye.
Bye, Sarah. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck
Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Deb. You too.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Christine.